Morning, it's Chris Fung here today. So, what a day yesterday. We had a Fest, second day, a whole lot of stuff going on. Really interesting things from neurosciences and what's happening with the science, the physical hard science of the brain and the mechanics of the brain. With Lisa Nichols talking about motivation and how to get stuck into things and change your life. A whole number of things going on. Anyway, the part I wanted to talk about today, actually, this one's an uncomfortable one. It's fear. And what fear does to people. We talk about fear as procrastination. So Brian Rose, has been talking us through on the business accelerator that we're all a part of. That fear is part of an excuse of procrastination. I agree. These vlogs that we're doing has made me very uncomfortable, and I think fear. How do you put it into words? I think I've always been relatively fearless, I'd say. You don't get into an entrepreneurial world without being fearless to some extent, to a huge extent. You can't afford to be. However, one of the reasons why I've stepped out and started doing, having to do these vlogs, it's putting me in a space that is massively uncomfortable. I just don't like it. And I really don't like speaking to the camera like this. I really don't like having to put myself out in a way that is about me rather than about the business. And it's been about fear to some extent. But Lisa Nichols has put it on, has couched it pretty well. So she's one of the, I guess, a top motivational speakers in the US. She's been on Oprah Winfrey and a whole number of other things. And I've been to a few of these motivational speaker type things in the past where I've seen sort of how things operate, and I'm always pretty skeptical, a little bit uncomfortable about some of those things, just partly because of the nature of it, and to some extent maybe the American style, the positivity, which is great, but there's an element which for a European or an Australian, it's probably less comfortable. But in this particular case, I was sitting there. There was one session that I thought, maybe I could miss because I'm probably less personally interested in it. But I'm beginning to also start to feel intuition, my own intuition, coming through a lot more. It has been over the years, and I had a little niggling voice in the back of me saying that, hey, maybe I should just stick around, because it's one of those things I just know I probably wasn't expecting to get something out of, but there might just be. I'm glad I did. And the point of today's quick blog is actually around fear. And for me, what Lisa was talking about was the fact that it's been about taking fear on one hand, taking passion on the other hand, and leaping. And that the fear hasn't been for me fear of rejection, fear of failure. All those things are the kinds of fears that we've always talked about, and that's been sort of relayed to me. And I don't identify with that. I don't have any fear of rejection. I don't really have any fear of failure. Those things aren't really sort of what at the core of it, what it's about. So I've been discounting that to some extent. The way she's phrased it is actually about fear of being judged. And that's slight, there's rejection, there's an element of that, but it's not. It's fear of being judged. And catching it in that way has really resonated, and has made me feel that's what this has been. So me doing this vlog, it's been a fear of being judged. Not because of failure, not because of rejection. Those things don't bother me. It's fear of being judged. What do you guys think? What do my friends think? What do guys I've worked with in the past think? What do people in my industry think? Frankly, it's about the fear of being judged, but who gives a shit at the end of the day? This is the exciting part. So I'm going to put it out there. It has been about an element of fear of being judged, but today, that fear, I'm going to grab it in one hand, as Lisa Nichols said, grab passion in the other, which is exactly what I've been doing all this time. It's getting passionate about what we do, and I'll talk about that in another vlog, and taking that leap. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Brian, for coming together in the way things have at A-Fest and all that, and bringing me to at least this point in understanding myself that one little bit better. And I'm going to leave you with one thought. And I'm going to have to ask my wife to help me shortly. But the party we had last night was absolutely fantastic. It's about Greek gods and Greek goddesses. Loads of fun. Stonking party. We all got little wreaths. We got little tattoos. I've got the remnants of one poorly applied tattoo, but M's got one on her hand, which I'll have to borrow later, which says it all. Action cures fear. So let's get out there and cure your fear. Let's not worry about the fear of being judged. Let's grab passion in one hand, fear in the other hand, and jump and leap off together. Cool. Thanks.